Chris, I'm not doing a shave along. What is that comment about? I've already done the shave along, Chris. Flipping shave along. We're getting the champagne out at 1,000 subs. Yeah, forget a shave along, we're getting the champagne out at 1,000. Jeez, it's going to take 3 years. I know, Kim, you gotta wait, Kim, you gotta wait, Kim. Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is Friday Practice 1 ahead of the 2022 United States Grand Prix. If you are new to the channel, if you are a Formula 1 fan, then please do get yourself subscribed. I'm live for every single qualifying and every single race from the Formula 1 World Championship, and please do drop me a like, guys, because it really helps the channel get noticed and helps YouTube pick me up and finally put me on the list with the other F1 channels. But yes, I can already see we've got a few people in the chat. How are we doing, guys? Was just reading the chat then before coming on, and Chris, I'm not doing a shave along. I've already done it. Let me turn this music down. Right, we can turn this down. We can turn this down. We can turn this down. How are we doing? It feels like weeks since I've been on. It feels like weeks since the last race, even though in reality it was only like 10 days ago. Oh, sorry if the camera's laggy, it always seems to be a bit laggy. Even though the Japanese Grand Prix was only like 10-11 days ago, it feels like it was a month ago. It feels like I've not been on for ages. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. But yeah, Chris is in. Ernesto, welcome to the stream. Hope you're feeling better as well, Chris. Obviously you've been under the weather, to say the least. Anto's in as well. Anto's hungover. Birthday yesterday. When never again, Anto, until next week, innit? Never again, Anto, until next week. So if the green screen's mucking up, but we're on adverts, and then the light changes, and then once the actual coverage starts in a couple of minutes, then hopefully the background isn't flickering all over the show. But yeah, welcome in Anto. Kim's here we go. Yes, Friday Practice 1. Like I was saying, feels like ages since the Japanese Grand Prix. Chris is innocent. No, you're not. You're never innocent. Shave along, never. Hey, definitely not this. I might shave my head, but I'm never shaving my beard. Or what kind of I mean, it's not much of a beard, but never shaving it. So get that out of your head. No, yeah, Flabby's got the wrong end of the stick. No, doing no shave along. Change your name to Mr. Aquafresh. Oh, do it, Ryan. Everyone will know who you are. Hey Ryan, if you change your name to Mr. Aquafresh, everyone is going to know who you are, innit? Right, headphones on because the session's about to start in a minute. So if the background's flickering, we've got too many colours on screen. It's messing me up. But yeah, Gav's here. Welcome in, Gav. Donald's here. Good day. Oh, good day to you. Because of facial hair, it lags. Oh yeah, I have to do clean shaved, innit? Clean shaven. No chance. We've got the intro music on now. Right, let me get the live times on. Right, so session started about 3 or 4 minutes. And it's going to be a bit different today. There's 5 guys that we've got 4 rookies taking part in this session, plus Antonio Giovinazzi, who is not a race driver anymore. Well, he's not got a seat anymore, but he's stepping in. So it's going to be different. It's a different lineup today. It's a different lineup in Austin, Texas today. So I'll take you through it in a minute. But yeah, see how these new guys can do. Same DB. Yeah, DB. Alex Palou. I don't really know how you say it. Palou, I guess. He's stepping in the McLaren this morning. This is just for FP1, by the way. So these 5 drivers, which are I've got them in the thumbnail. Who is it? Teo Porcher for Alfa Romeo. He's doing this session for them. We've got Robert Schwartzman for Ferrari, Logan Sargent for Williams, and Alex Palou. I think you say Palou for McLaren. They're the 4 drivers who, young drivers, or I guess, yo, my eyebrows were flickering then. Invisible eyebrows for a second then. We'll have to see. If it's really bad, I can change the settings. But yeah, so we've got those 4 kind of rookies, and then we've also got Antonio Giovinazzi for Haas as well doing this session. So yeah, a lot of pronounced Palou. Yeah. I was saying Palau, but that ain't the one. Practice 1. Here we go. So it's 28 degrees. Nice sunny day. Kim Elise, you can't see your eyebrow. Oh, no, hopefully the green screen holds up, because I have a bit of a nightmare with it. It's not as easy as all that. But yeah, we'll see. That's the biggest US flag I've ever seen there down up at turn 1. They've got that's a bigger flag than the Mexican flag that they have in the town square in Mexico City, and that's a big flag. But this one's even bigger. This anyway. Yeah, so we've got 4 rookies plus Antonio Giovinazzi. So it'd be really interesting to see what kind of pace these new guys have got. I think I don't know if we'll ever see Alex Palou in Formula 1. I think he's too much of an established name in IndyCar. If we start taking the top IndyCar drivers, I think he's IndyCar champion last year. If we start taking IndyCar champions over to Formula 1, I don't know if that's the right thing to do, really. But it'd be certainly interesting to see how he does compared to... I don't know if he's taking over Ricciardo's car or Norris. I would expect he's taking over Ricciardo's car, but I don't know that for sure. And then the other ones that I'm really interested to see how Teo Porcher, I think that's how you say his name, rather than Theo. I think you go for a French Teo Porcher. Be interested to see how he gets on. He's only about 19, and he's... really impressive. Been really impressive in Formula 2, and along with Logan Sargent as well in Formula 2. And who else? Who's the other one? Robert Schwartzman as well in Formula 2, Ferrari young driver. I've got a feeling Robert Schwartzman's changed his nationality. I have got a sneaking suspicion that Robert Schwartzman was Russian and now he's Israeli. He's handed in his passport and gone, I ain't Russian anymore, bro. I am not Russian anymore. And now he's Israeli now, Robert Schwartzman. I mean, maybe it was half and half. Maybe he was half Russian, half Israeli, and now he's gone, nah, you know what? Nah. I go full Israeli, innit? He's handed in his passport in. Yeah, Logan Sargent. So we've got a few young drivers. The other really interesting thing that I saw a couple of hours ago, well, I saw last night actually, was McLaren are running this LED special LED advertising. It's hard to explain. Like it's like an LED screen that they're running on the car. So the sponsor becomes an electronic display rather than a sticker. So that then it can so it can change. Kind of like, think of like the adverts at a football ground on those, the screens. And obviously the adverts can just go through a loop. That's going to be on Formula One cars soon. McLaren already got a little panel. It's like an LED screen with sponsors on it. Mad thing. I don't understand, because it must be lightweight. It must be made out of carbon. God knows. But yeah, that looks like it's going to be the future of showing you sponsorships. Stickers are going to be in the bin, or spray, or however it is at the minute. It's going to be LED panels. Sportsman Russell now is Israeli. Yeah, Ryan. Mad one, that. I maybe it was half and half in it, and then he switched it up. And yeah, so Antonio Giovinazzi is in the Haas as well. Haas running a special livery as well this weekend. Americanized livery, obviously American team, Haas home race this weekend. But yeah, they're running some stars and stripes kind of livery with Antonio Giovinazzi. So he's getting, this is kind of a dummy run to see. Haas have got a few options for next year. Do they stick with Mick? Did they go Hulkenberg? Or did they go Giovinazzi or Giovinazzi? I don't know how I'm supposed to say it. I'm correct. Denny's live today as well. Don't think so. Not unless there's a... No, because if there was a Premier League game on it, it'd already be started by now, so no. And plus there's no Demcast or anything like that, because he's training for a fight, so... we're on a sober one. We're on the blackcurrant juice. So get in. Get a set started tonight. I think that's a different Jordan, Ryan. That's a different Jordan, I think. Ryan, you get a set going, lad. Yeah, we'll get it going on here, innit? Set live. Motorsport Madman. Things got lit last night, still hanging on. Was you on a Thursday night mad one, was you, Anto? Thirsty Thursday, Anto. Right, they're starting the laps now. Hopefully the timing board behind me is relatively clear. It should be, yeah. I'm just having a look at it. Oh, yeah, we're all right. So yeah, you got Vettel, Stroll. So if the name's in white, they're out on circuit. If it's greyed out, they're in the pits. So it's only Verstappen. Verstappen last one out on circuit, and he's just about to exit the pit lane now. So all 20 cars on circuit then. But yeah, Sainz and Schwartzman. So Schwartzman's taken Leclerc's car. Palau has taken Ricciardo's car, or Palou. Sorry, I'm going to always get that wrong. What else have we got? Pourchaire has taken Bottas's car. And Logan Sargent has taken Latifi's car. And Giovinazzi has taken Magnussen's car. So it's Giovinazzi Schumacher. I didn't expect that. I thought they'd go Giovinazzi Magnussen, but Giovinazzi Schumacher. Devon be live tomorrow. Yeah, Devon be live tomorrow for the football, innit? Yeah. He'll be on a fresh one. Top three, Perez, Max Sainz. Is that for the race, is it, Gav? Perez, Max Sainz. Are you going to Red Bull 1-2? I've gone... I'll put my predictions on before the race on Sunday. It's a smarter thing to do. I was doing my predictions on like a Thursday, and it was just like, nah. Because then people are getting grid penalties, people are crashing out in practice and stuff. And my prediction that I'd made on the Wednesday, by the time you get to like Saturday afternoon, it's like in the bin. So I'll do predictions on like half an hour before the race starts. Probably a bit more relevant then. I think Jordan's retweeted me. Get in, Jordan. If you have retweeted me, I think you have, or quoted me or something or other. Cheers, man. Mad Nitro was allowed out to get drunk. I was allowed out. She's getting drunk tonight, or is he taking turns here? So there's always one of you that's responsible for the kids and that. Because if you both get drunk, that's going to be a wavy one. Right, we have got Logan Sargent on a flying lap. Oh, these numbers. They've updated the graphics. The graphics look different. They've changed the graphics. They've changed the graphics on the... I mean, not that it matters, but they've changed the graphics on Sky Sports, saying instead of it being a logo of the team, it's now the driver's number. Which could get confusing for a casual fan, because it's like, is that the position they're in? Oh. And it flicks between them. We're all right. But yeah, we've got Logan Sargent on a flying lap, American driver at home, potentially getting the Williams seat next season. So this is kind of a bit of a test. A bit of a test for him. Oh my God, someone's crashed. Oh, Giovinazzi's crashed. Oh no, and he's stuck. He seems to be stuck in the barrier as well. Oh no. This is exactly what Haas don't need. Haas do not need another build. They should try to get out of the barrier. Red flag. Red flag, guys. Antonio Giovinazzi stuck in the wall. He's trying to get out of there, but he's wedged. Oh, mate. The last thing Haas need is someone sticking it in the wall. It's 7 minutes in. Thing is, Giovinazzi's not driven a Formula 1 car for a couple of years. Oh, he's got out. Oh, he's managed to dislodge himself from the barrier. Okay, so he's damaged the front wing. Oh, Giovinazzi's been racing Formula E. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that Antonio Giovinazzi was or Giovinazzi. I always say Giovinazzi. Sodom. Giovinazzi. I didn't even know he was in Formula E, because Formula E is dead. Right, I've seen a replay of the crash. Side on. Not what they need. Yeah, turn 6, yeah, sector 1, yeah. Yeah, Gio might cost him the Williams. Oh, no. Indeed, it's a big oh, no. Ryan Views says, I want to see Norris and Russell do second and third before the season finishes. Yeah, you get good odds on that. That's unlikely, that. Russell, Norris both on the podium. Maybe next season, but for this year, you get 100 to 1 on that. Yeah. So Giovinazzi's going to get back to the pits. To be honest with you, it might just be a new front wing and away you go. They're going to Adborough. Yeah, Formula E. Horrendous, Anto. Horrendous. I watched a couple of races the first year they did it, which is probably about 4 or 5 years ago now. I watched a couple of them because I was like, you know, this could be the future. This could be dead. Deadest series I've ever seen in my life. Still want Mick to get the Williams seat? Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I'm praying Mick gets that Williams seat. I don't know. I feel like Mick can still save it. Mick can still save it. Oh my god, the red TV screen does me dirty. Let me just turn this down a bit because I've got someone talking about EE Network. Yeah, the thing with Mick, I think he can still save it. If he was to get... I don't think they've decided yet, put it that way. Haas have not decided yet. And I think Mick can still save it. If Mick gets points... I think he's got to decide soon. I think if Mick's got to sort of get some points in the next... Well, we've got 4 races left. US and Mexico back to back. He could do with getting points in one of these next 2 races, either US this weekend or Mexico next weekend. He could do with having a really good race in one of these next 2. If they're both anonymous races and he like finishes 16th in one and crashes out of the other one, I reckon it's game over. But if he gets like a cheeky P9 this weekend or get some points in Mexico, or ideally in both, that would secure it. But yeah, if he gets some points in the next couple of races, I feel like it might just be enough to get it across the line. I feel like he's not been terrible, but he's had a couple of standout races, you know, Austria and Britain, and he has been better in the second half of the season, but he's right on the cusp where is he going to be dropped? Does he deserve to be dropped? It wasn't good. It wasn't good the other day when he crashed in Japan at the end of practice. Practice had finished, and on his way back to the garage, he stuffed it in the wall. Yeah, that was a bad one. But the thing is, would Williams pick him up? If Haas dropped him, would Williams pick him up? I don't know if they would. The Williams are obviously looking at this Logan Sargent. That's why they got him in the car today. Could Williams go and get Hulkenberg? Would Hulkenberg want to do that? I don't know. I hope the ideal scenario is he nicks a P9 on Sunday and then they decide, you know what, we'll keep you for another year, and he stays. But I think it's all rests on these next 2 or 3 races, really. Because by the time you're getting into like the final race of the season, they've got to make their mind up, you know. You can't leave it to like over Christmas and that. Well, you can, but it's not ideal. So we could do, because I'm a Mick Schumacher fan, we could do with Mick having a great weekend this weekend, especially home race for the team as well. If you can scrape a point or 2, boom. What's happening? Dan Ricciardo's going to Mercedes. Yeah, the biggest rumour is that Daniel Ricciardo is going to be reserve driver for Mercedes next year. And then I saw a bit of news on that today, which said that Ricciardo is going to try and get himself in a winning position for 2024. So he's going to come back and start and hope and like back to winning races in 2024 after being a year on the sideline. So I don't know whether he thinks he's going to get a Mercedes seat or what, but I think this is the end of Daniel Ricciardo's Formula One career, unfortunately. There's not many leave and come back. Raikkonen did it, Alonso did it, but they're world champions. I think unfortunately we are seeing the last 4 races of Daniel Ricciardo's Formula One career. I mean, it could be wrong. Things can happen, you know. Hulkenberg's been back flipping half a dozen times since he's was dropped, but unfortunately I think things will move on. You know, Ricciardo's 31, 32. 30, it might be more than that. It might be like 33. I don't know. So he's not getting any younger. The new guys are coming up. As you can see today with this session, you know, Schwartzman, Pourchaire, Palou, Sargent. Is there space for Daniel Ricciardo anymore? Especially after taking a year out? I don't think so. Unfortunately. I think he'd be better off, rather than try to cling on and like take a reserve driver role in Formula 1, rather than trying to keep yourself in the loop. If I was him, I'd fully ditch it. I'd do a Marcus Ericsson. I'd fully ditch it and go, right, I'm going to IndyCar. Or NASCAR. I mean, NASCAR's a bit peak. I'd probably ditch it and go IndyCar or WEC, but nah. No. Verstappen goes quickest with 16.5 minutes gone in the session. I haven't even got the timer up. Let's get the timer up. How long's left? 42. Wheelbrows. Right. 3, 2, 1. Let's get the timer going. Should have got that going about. Yeah, I should have had that timer going 18 minutes ago, but it is what it is. Hey, you can join Grosjean in IndyCar. Absolutely. Yeah. He could even. Oh my God, oh God. The background's not happy with that. Robert Schwartzman was born in Israel. So Robert Schwartzman's done an absolute switch. He's pulled the big switch, has Robert Schwartzman. He's gone, Russia, nothing to do with me, that, my lad. I'm an Israeli. Jogan Yugas Peter. Right, so let's have a bit of a rundown then. 18 minutes into the session. It's Verstappen quickest on the soft tyre. 138.2. And then you got two Alpines on the mediums. Ocon only half a second off, which seems like a impressive lap. As we see Lewis Hamilton with all sorts of what do they call those? Aero rakes. He's got a massive aero rake just in front of the rear wing, and another one next to the air intake, which is very unusual. So where are the new guys then? So we've got, yeah, Pourchaire's not even done a lap. Palou down there, Schwartzman down there, Sargent down there. Giovinazzi's been in the wall, but got back to the pits. Yeah, so the 5 drivers that don't usually... the 5 non-race drivers are the bottom 5 at the moment. Peak. Hello. It's Shida. I remembered. Yeah. Hello, welcome in. How are you doing? At the body. Oh, here we go. Wonder if Red Bull gets stripped of the title for breaking money cap. Nope. Nah. That will be too extreme. I remember. Oh, definitely. Right, about the budget cap. I know the solution. The punishment is this. Let's say they've spent 7 million too much. So you've got a budget cap of 145 million. Let's say they've spent 152, right? So they've spent 7 million too much. Right? Take that off the budget for next year. So instead of having 145 million to spend next year, now they've got 138 million to spend next year. That's the punishment. That's the way they should do it. And if they don't do it that way, it's wrong. If it's a fine, it's wrong. If they start taking titles off Verstappen, it's wrong. It's not Verstappen's fault that they've spent too much. But, you know, you can't start stripping titles. I think that's too extreme. I think the way to do it is, right, you spent too much money in 2021. We're going to take that off your budget for the following year. That's the perfect solution. Because then, they're in a bit of trouble then, because they will have planned out the year to that £145 million budget. You take 7 million out of that, and now they're got to replan everything. That hurts, and that's the way to do it. So then it sort of puts them on a little bit of a back foot for next season. What do you think of that, Gav? No, I think to be honest with you, I think you start taking titles off Verstappen. I think it's too extreme. You know. So yeah, 38 minutes to go. We're watching Alex Palou in the McLaren, first time ever. Well, first time ever on a live Grand Prix weekend, anyway. And the McLaren have got this fancy LED advertising bar, but it's not really in the best place to be seen on TV, which is a massive flaw. If you're a sponsor and you can't be seen, it's a bit of a nightmare. But it does change the game, this sort of LED advertising on the car. And it goes P9, does Alex Palou, with that. And the PAL of his initials just reminds me of Jolyon Palmer. I'm thinking, Jolyon Palmer, what's he doing? He was a PAL. "12 seconds faster than an IndyCar round here, and Formula 1 car, apparently." Yeah, that's a good. I once heard that Formula 1 cars are 30 seconds a lap quicker than a MotoGP bike round Silverstone. And that's all in cornering. That's all in the corners. You know, people think those MotoGP bikes are rapid, and they are, but they ain't got a sniff on these. This is all in the corners. And there's Robert Schwartzman in the Ferrari. I said this at Monza. Ferrari with the yellow crash helmet works like a treat. Absolutely perfect. And Sainz goes P2 then, so it's Verstappen from Sainz now. Less than 0.2 of a second slower than Verstappen's time. We're nearly halfway through the session. Still the two Alpines in the top four, and Verstappen goes quicker still, 137.4, a full second quicker than Sainz then. So as soon as I said Sainz is close, bang goes Verstappen, and bang goes Sebastian Vettel up into P2 in the Aston Martin. I tell you what, Aston Martin are coming on strong in the second half of this season, and Vettel might be starting to regret his decision to retire, because a P6 in Japan. And, you know, Aston Martin up from 9th to 7th in Constructors, chasing 6th. You know, Aston Martin can still finish 6th in the Constructors' Championship at this rate. Look how it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Yeah, it is. I've not seen any of the weather forecasts, but judging off today, it's a very nice Friday morning. No, I guess it's about... what are we, 8:30? I guess local time 3:30, 3:30 p.m, 2:30 p.m. I don't know, 5 or 6 hours behind, but yeah, mid-afternoon anyway, let's say. Yeah, it looks like a nice day. I've not seen the whole forecast for the whole weekend, but yeah, 2:30 p.m. Yeah. In fact, let me see that. Logan Sargent, road to F1. So he's third in the championship. You see, I should pay closer attention to Formula 2. I only watch a race every now and then in Formula 2, and really I should watch it more closely to understand these juniors coming through a bit better. But he's not won a championship, though, this Logan Sargent. Oh, sugar, I've pressed the wrong thing. He's not won a championship, though. He's finished 7th, 3rd. He finished 3rd in 2020, 7th in 2021, 3rd in 2022. I mean, it's not a disaster, but it's not like the junior career of... what's your man from McLaren called? What's his name? Australian kid. Why can't I think of his name? What's that guy called? Piastri. It's not a junior career like Piastri, is it? Where it's just bang, champion, straight in. Logan's been the fastest. Has he? I don't watch it closely enough to know, but I'll take your word for it. Has he been unfortunate? His car's worst reliability. I'll take your word for it. I've only seen a couple of races, and the race I did watch, is it Felipe Drugovich? Absolutely dominated the pack by about 20 seconds. And I was like, why isn't Drugovich getting a chance? Was it Drugovich or... Yeah, I think so. Felipe Drugovich. But yeah, no, I'll take your word for it. The Logan Sargent's been strong in Formula 2. How has Teo Pourchaire done? Because I remember there was big hype about Teo Pourchaire last year. He got pole in Monaco, didn't he, or something? Or won in Monaco, and he was like 17, 18. I remember thinking, this might be the next kid. Has he dropped off a bit this year or what? Cool stream. Cheers, broken spine. Broken spine. Sounds painful. But yeah, welcome in. Halfway through FP1 session. Djokovic took him out in a race. Oh, heavy. I'll have to watch like a season highlights of F2 because I've only seen a couple of races. What's happened with me with Formula 2 is I've become confused with the format. I've become confused with the format because aren't they doing like 2 sprint races and a feature race now? It's become like, I don't know whether it's become too complicated, the format of Formula 2. I understood it when you had like a sprint race on the Saturday. How did they used to have it? I think it was like sprint race on the Saturday, feature race on a Sunday. And then now there's like 2 sprint races. I don't even know. But it's just confused me to the point where I'm like, I'll just wait for the F1. Pourchaire won Monaco at 17. Yeah, that's the one that I saw where I thought, boom, this kid is the next one. But then since then it's been Piastri and then Drugovich. Right, not anymore. It's sprint Saturday, race Sunday, 14 venues. Did they not have like 2 sprint races or something? Ah, that makes sense. Okay, last year they had 7 venues, so they did 2 sprints. That makes sense. That's where I was like, what? Felipe Drugovich is in the Aston Martin garage. Why did they not give him a go? If I was at Aston Martin, I'd say, right, Vettel's retiring anyway. I'd give Drugovic a go in this session right now, in Vettel's car. Yeah. Because Vettel's going anyway. And Vettel goes P2. So it is Verstappen, Vettel, Sainz, Perez. If someone locks up at the top of the hill, I think it was an Alpha Tauri. Big lock up into turn 1. Replay on board Carlos Sainz. Oh, bouncing over the curb. He's lost a bit of... bouncing over the curb, and he's lost a bit of carbon fibre on the underside. Maybe on the floor. Oh, fantastic slow-mo there. Drugovic will get FP1 later race. Maybe in Brazil. Maybe in Brazil at his home circuit. Or is he Dutch? Is it Brazilian or Dutch? Who's the Dutch one? There's a and I don't mean De Vries. I'm sure there's someone. I might already have De Vries in France. Yeah, they did. Yeah, it's weird. De Vries has driven for 3 teams this season. Williams, Aston Martin, and what was the other one? I'm sure 3 teams. And then he's going to Alpha Tauri next year, so get in. George Russell has the most podium finishes for any Mercedes driver in their constructors' history without a win. Yeah, but the thing is, a 50-year gap in that history, though. Go back before Schumacher and Rosberg, you got like a 50-year gap. So that sounds more dramatic than it is. The reality is, Mercedes were in the 50s, and then come back in 2010. So they've not had 70 seasons, have they? Won't be Brazil because it's sprint weekend. You're right, it is. It is a sprint weekend. Oh, yes, you only get the 1 practice session, and then quali, and then another practice session. Yeah. Yeah, you can't miss FP1 on a sprint weekend nearby. Yeah, straight into quali, bang. Nah, good point. Sonoda heads into the pits as Russell looks like he's going to start a flying lap. Top 4, Verstappen, Vettel, Sainz, Perez, all on the soft tyre. They seem to be the only 4 that have set like a proper lap time. Russell's going to make it the 5th driver to set a proper lap time on the soft tyre. Perhaps Schumacher, Schwartzman, and Sargent as well have all set a lap time on the soft tyre. With Schumacher 11th, Schwartzman 14th in the Ferrari. Some 3 seconds off. You've got to fancy Palou or Schwartzman. They've got a decent car there. You've got to fancy them. I mean, what's the gap between... Well, to be fair, the gap between Norris and Palou is only 0.2. But the gap between Sainz and Schwartzman is 2 seconds. So, one of them. Out of the rookie drivers, I think Palou is best. Probably. I mean, hard to say, but the thing is, he's IndyCar 2021 champion. He won. In fact, I was watching the race that he won a couple of weeks ago in Laguna Seca. I don't usually watch IndyCar, but I actually caught that one. And I think that was his first win of this season. So, yeah, he probably is the most sort of... George Russell goes P6 then, behind Lance Stroll, who's in the top 5 as well. So we've got both Aston Martins in the top 5, 25 minutes to go. What's a metal thing? Yeah, it is aero rigs. You usually only see them in testing or early on in a season you'll see them. They measure how the car interacts with the airflow. If I can put it that way. Yeah, it's usually, you don't really see them, especially towards the back end of a season. It's not something common, because it's something you see in testing. Maybe they're testing a new front wing or a new floor or something like that. I think they have got a new front wing, actually, Mercedes, so they're probably testing how that's deflecting the air over the rest of the car. As Alonso goes P2, half a second between Verstappen and Alonso at the front. So we've got 7, well, call it 8 cars with Mick, who settled the time on the soft tyres. We've got Robert Schwartzman out there on the soft tyre now. He's got to be looking to improve. He's 3.1 seconds off the pace, and 2.3 behind his teammate Carlos Sainz. Yeah, so Schwartzman's got to put in some sort of representative time. Yeah, no worries, Owen. And we're on board with Esteban Ocon with his Spider-Man helmet, which I'm surprised no one's done that until now, actually. The Spider. I'm surprised Lando Norris hasn't come up with a Spider-Man helmet until this point, but it's Ocon with that. In fact, near enough half the grid are coming with special edition crash helmets this weekend. I think it's probably more drivers with special edition lids this weekend than there is with the normal ones. So it's going to be a bit different spotting who's who, because we're all on a special edition mode in Austin, which is kind of a rule that's been gradually relaxed, because I feel like about 5 years ago it was really strict that you had to run the same crash helmet design for the entire year. And then Lewis started doing where he'd have a special edition one at a certain race, and now it seems like every other race a dozen drivers bring a special edition helmet. So we're getting back to the flipping Sebastian Vettel days of like 2010, when he used to bring a different crash helmet design for every single race, which was that was too much. But yeah, that rule is definitely relaxed now, because everyone's bringing special edition. But Esteban Ocon's Spider-Man helmet is a good one. As Hamilton goes P2 then, only 2/10. Yeah, under 2/10 slower than Max Verstappen then, with 21.5 minutes to go. Not bad. Oh, Anthony Hamilton in the garage, supporting his son. In fact, he doesn't really come to a lot of races, so good to see Anthony Hamilton there in the garage. Replay with Lewis. Whoa, losing the back end over a bump on the exit of turn 1. Let's have a look at this again. Whoa, gives it a boot full of throttle as he's going over a bump coming down the hill on the exit of turn 1, and nearly loses it. That's a big moment, that, he flipping heck. He'll remember that. He nearly spun it there. So yeah, 20 minutes to go. We're looking at the brand new Mercedes front wing. Yeah, with the little winglets on it. Whoa, Fernando Alonso on full Tokyo drift mode coming out of the final corner, full sideways, one for the photographers, over the exit curb and across the line. It doesn't improve. Of course he doesn't, with an exit to... In fact, they've renamed that corner. I was going to say turn 19. It's not. I think it's called Andretti Curve. And why is there a massive Chilean flag down at turn 6? Answers on a postcard. Cheers, Anto. Yeah, guys, if you're into Formula 1, I'm live for every single qualifying race, so get yourself subscribed for that. And please do drop me a like as well, because maybe one day the YouTube algorithm will pick me up and put me in the right category. But wow, Alonso with the massive oversteer moment out the final corner, and that wrecked his lap. Correct, Flabby. Yes. That has got to be similar to the Chilean flag, that. Let me have a look at that. You're right. As soon as you said that, I'm like, yeah, I'm an idiot. It's the Texas flag. But that's got to be similar. Because I'm good on flags. Well, I'm not that good on flags. But I pride myself on being quite good on flags. Texas state flag. Let me have a look at him. It must be similar to the Chilean flag. It must be. Right, let me have a look at the Chilean flag now. It is similar. It is similar. No, I'm alright there. I'm not complete. It is similar. I bet I'm not the first person to ever make that mistake. I can't be. No, I don't on GeoGuessr. Oh no, there's no flags on GeoGuessr anyway. Oh yeah, there is. Nah, I'm good on flags, me, Chris. It is similar, Flabby. I've just had a look at them both, and put it this way, I ain't the only person in the world that's made that mistake before. Thinking, why is there a Chilean flag down there? Texans will deny it. No, even they've got to admit, yeah, it's similar. It's like the Australia-New Zealand flag, you know? If you know, you know, innit? But the average person would have a struggle on their hands. Do you guess I get flags wrong? No, I don't. You're lying again, Chris. You're not innocent. Guilty again, Chris. Yeah, pinpoint and GeoGuessr. Oh, exactly. I've had a few absolute heroic moments on GeoGuessr. Oh yeah. There was one in Lesotho, which is like within South Africa, and I got the right road. Bang, within like a mile and a half. Yeah, in Lesotho. Oh, boom. What else? I got one in Slovakia. Yeah, a couple of miles away in Slovakia. Yeah, you know what I mean. Pulling dubs out everywhere. But then there was a time when I clicked London and it was Manchester. That was firmly in the bin. Chris will never let me forget about that, so I'll mention it before he does. No, I'm not very good on GeoGuessr, but I'll wing it. I have a laugh. Anyway, they're on a Flabby, and I don't know if you know, I'm from Manchester. And it come up middle of Manchester, didn't it, on GeoGuessr? Me, trying to be smart, thinking I'm clever, trying to beat Jamza. Because what happens is, on GeoGuessr, on that mode, if you do a guess quick, it puts the other person under pressure. It starts a timer off for them, so they've got like 10 seconds. So to make Jamza panic, I see that it's the UK. I see that it's like big office buildings, and I just go bang, centre of London, straight away to put the pressure on. Jamza then starts looking round, going down the streets. I'm like, this is Piccadilly Gardens in the middle of Manchester. It's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, heavy one, that. Heavy one. Oh, Kim. That was my biggest ever dub, that. The green bus. Been on that bus in the middle of Mexico. I've been on that very bus many times. Yeah, there's not many people from Manchester could pinpoint a bus route in Guadalajara, but I was able to pinpoint the bus route in Guadalajara and get it bang on. GeoGuessr for the win. Anyway. They're on an ad break, so I don't know what's going on track, so I'm on a GeoGuessr waffle. Plus, it's practice anyway, so there's not a hell of a lot to commentate on. It came up Manchester now outside sandwich shop. Are you beating? I did it. Was that were you playing it like on your own, or was that on the stream, or what? I don't remember that one. The quick guess strap backfired big time. Yeah. Yeah. You're better off having a little think about it for a minute. Oh, it looks like a Stroll. Hang on. I'm looking at the timing screens here. It's Sainz from Stroll. Look at this. It's Sainz, Stroll, Verstappen, Perez, Hamilton. Whilst I've been waffling on about GeoGuessr, Lance Stroll's gone on a madness. Let's have a look if that's true. We're going back to the live TV coverage now. Is Lance Stroll really P2? Yes, he is. Oh my God, the gap between... I never thought I'd say this, but Stroll and Verstappen's lap times are within 2/1000th of a second. But it is Sainz quickest, and Lewis, with that lap, goes up into P2. So it's Sainz, Hamilton, Stroll, Verstappen, Perez, Alonso, Russell, Vettel, Ocon, Zhou Guanyu top 10. So the new guys, where are the new guys? So we've got Palou 16th, Schwartzman 17th, Pourchaire 18th, Sargent 19th. So the bottom 5 are the new 5. Well, I suppose it's to be expected. I would have loved to have seen like a cheeky Schwartzman up in the top 6 or something like that, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. I don't know whether they're not really got a lap together. I don't know why Logan Sargent's so... Why is Logan Sargent 2 seconds off his teammate? Giovinazzi's been in the wall, so he's not really part of it. Teo Pourchaire, why has he not really had a lap? Schwartzman is 3.2 seconds slower than Sainz. Really? Give me a go. I'll be 3.1 seconds slower. You know what I mean? Oh no! On the stream it said London. Oh yeah. Wonder if Chamsa could do a GeoGuessr stream tonight. I don't know. You have to ask him. You have to message him. Friday night beer o'clock. I'm back on again on here at 10 to 11. Yeah, we've got a late night one tonight. It's gone complete opposites, because in Japan it was like 4 a.m, 5 a.m. Now 10 days later we're in the US and it's now midnight sessions. So yeah, we've gone from early morning to late night. But I'd rather be late night on a Friday night than flipping waking up at 3:30 in the morning on a Saturday morning. You know what I mean? Or in fact, what I did, I'm lying because I didn't do that. I stayed up through the night and then went live at like 5 a.m. Absolutely shattered is what I did, which was a big L. Especially when the race was delayed for 2 hours as well. That was some hell of a stream, that Japanese Grand Prix, and not in a good way. It was a hell of a long stream, put it that way. Was the old Japanese Grand Prix last weekend, weekend before last. But yeah, I'd be up for a bit of a late night. Well, I'll do FP2 at like I say, that starts at 11 p.m, so I'll be live, 10 to 11. That'll be on till midnight. midnight. So I wonder if they're doing some tyre compound testing for 2023, which is the most nerdiest loser sentence in the world. But I think that's what they're doing. They're doing 2023 tyre compound testing. It's the only reason I can think it's going to be an hour and a half session later on. And then after that, we'll see who's live, see who's about. But I don't think Denver's... Well, I know Denver ain't going to be on. Jamsa, probably not. I'll have a look round. I'll be down the rabbit hole. Milk Street. I've never heard of that, Chris. Are you pulling my leg there? GeoGuessr, which way? Hey. Broken spine. That is a good joke. Oh, poor Giovinazzi, man. Comes out of the pits for the first time in what? look at the flipping bouncing at the rear of the Alpine. Fernando Alonso bouncing up the back straight towards the hairpin. But yeah, so unlucky for Antonio Giovinazzi that, you know, it's his first outing in a Formula One car since, well, near 12 months. And boom, straight in the wall. I don't think he did that much damage, to be honest, but he's obviously done some kind of damage where they can't just stick a front wing on it and away you go. He's obviously damaged something. Looks like Verstappen's on a brand new set of soft tyres here as well, winding up for a quick lap. Just as a bit of a rundown then, it is Sainz from Hamilton, Stroll, Verstappen, Perez, Alonso, Russell, Gasly now on 8th, Norris, Vettel. Then we've got Ocon, Zhou, Guan Yu, Albon, Tsunoda, Schumacher, I nearly said Palmer, Palou, Schwartzman, Pourchaire, Sargent, Giovinazzi. But Verstappen about to set a quick lap then with 8.5 minutes to go in Friday practice 1. Steam in his rocket. Yeah, Kim. Kim, you, last week, you had a session, Kim. You outdid us all by about a good solid 8 hours, Kim. I can't remember what it was like. I swear it was like a Wednesday as well. Kim, once you decide you're having it, Kim, nobody, and I mean nobody, not even Denver on a good day, is beating you. Nobody. Because you can go on a 12-hour karaoke session, and there ain't many. There ain't many, Kim. There ain't many. Might end up doing a stream. Ryan, on your channel, is do a stream. If you do a stream, I'll be on. Get his set going. You've been promising us a set for a good few months now, Ryan. Come on, you do a set, lad. As Verstappen goes purple middle sector, fastest of anybody, sparks from the side of the floor as he comes around the turn 18 and into the final corner, renamed Andretti corner, as I understand it, and goes P2. So doesn't beat Sainz then, only 0.2 slower, but crucially, Sainz keeps the fastest lap of the session at the minute on a 1:36.8. Verstappen's set a 1 minute 39 flat. Oh, no, sorry. A 1 minute 37 flat. 1:36.8 for Sainz, 1:37 flat for Verstappen. And then it's Hamilton P3, half second off the pace. Lance Stroll up there in P4 still. 0.6 off the pace, but 0.6 quicker than teammate Vettel. Stroll's had a monster lap at some point, which was not shown on TV, as we see replay on board. Sebastian Vettel loses the rear end in turn 7, turn 7 or 8. Whoa, big opposite lock moment for Sebastian Vettel. We're seeing it in super slow motion as well. And wow, just loses the rear end of the car there for a split second. Keeps it under control and is on his way. Only 12 hours. You beat us all back here. Yeah, 12-hour karaoke sessions. You put us all in the bin on that one, Kim. I think even Denver was like on the following afternoon, driving to the airport, and you were still singing, Kim, from the night before. I think you started singing on the Wednesday night, and by tea time Thursday, you were still singing. Yeah. That's a session. That's a session, Kim. I can't keep up with that. You enter the next day, Flavy. Full next day as well. A friend says she looks like Copper Cab. Is that bad? If I Google that, is that gonna fuck up my search history? Is this something rude, this? Oh my god, it's not good. It might not be rude, but it's not good. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. That's a violation. Oh, I didn't know that was his name. I did not know that was his name, but I know exactly who you mean. I don't look like him, do I? Oh, shit's gone downhill if I look like him. This is what it looks like now, years later. No, I don't look like it. Come on, bro. That's heavy, that. Can't be out here looking like Copper Cab, do you know what I mean? I'd rather look like Shrek or something else. I'd rather look like Rooney. That's horrendous, that. Nah, I look better than him, don't I? Better than old Got Souls or whatever he's on about. That was years ago. That's an OG clip. That is, isn't it? Him going, "We've got souls." That's like a 2006, 2008 or something. Have you forgotten to set up the... I'll give that man a spanner. Oh, I need to get that in, Kim. I've got it. Thanks for reminding me. I'm going to get it for a laugh. But the thing is, though, about old Marky boy. Thing is about Mark, he comes with he's got a lot of haters. And I don't want anyone saying, "Oh, look at this guy, he's got a clip of Mark on his channel." And then it brings, like... I open the gates of hell and like get a load of people in the stream that I don't want just because I've put a clip of him on it. If you see what I mean? So it might attract the wrong attention. Do you know what I mean? That's the only thing about it, else I would slap a clip of him on in it. But it might just attract some unworthy characters, shall we say. But that would be funny. That I'd love to have that on my intro, Kim. Motorsport Madman, he can have a spanner. Spanners all round, spanners all round. I'd love to have that on. 3 p.m. on Thursday went off. Yeah, mad one. It went out for drinks on Friday night. Then Saturday evening, exactly, because we went heavy. Because we had a Saturday night session. Oh, mate. I'm glad Denver's on a sober one, because it means I can be on a sober one. Not that I'm forced to go on, but I love going on. Yeah, Copper Cab kind of looks like Wayne Rooney as well. I mean, I've had better lookalike. I think I prefer the Canelo lookalike thing. Although the thing is, I'm looking pale with this camera today as well. That's not helping me. I'm looking white as a sheet because the lighting. Okay, my head spins even thinking of that. Oh, Flabby, yeah, it's a mad one. Anyway, right, we've got the session's nearly over. We've got 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Schwartzman has improved his time, but he's 2.1 seconds slower than Carlos Sainz in the same car. I mean, Sainz been driving it all year. Sainz been in Formula 1 since, 2015-ish? So Sainz got a 7-year head start, so we'll give him that. Yeah, so the new 5 are the bottom 5. Well, if I'm including Antonio Giovinazzi in the new 5. But let's just say... at least they've got a decent amount of laps other than Giovinazzi, you know. Schwartzman 19 laps, Palou 21 laps, Pourchaire 18 laps, Sargent 21 laps, Giovinazzi unfortunately with only the 4 laps. But weird that Palou and Pourchaire seemingly haven't had a go on the soft tyres, which is unfortunate if that's true, or else either that or they've gone slower on the soft tyre than they did on the medium, which is even more strange. But yeah, we are watching Carlos Sainz come around the final corner to start what will be his final flying lap, if he even does a proper flying lap. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be Sainz quickest in this session from Verstappen, Hamilton, Stroll, Perez, Alonso, Russell, Gasly, Norris, Vettel, top 10. So what can we read into that? Aston Martin for the win. That's what I can read into that. Stroll for the win. No, I'm only joking. Here we go. Replay with Robert Schwartzman then. Around turn 18. Oh, track limits. Yeah, and then he's complaining about, well, rightly complaining about being blocked in the final corner by a Red Bull as well. So, Schwartzman with some traffic. So, Sainz quickest in FP1 then. 0.2 of a second down to Verstappen. Then another 0.2 to Hamilton. And then another 0.2 to Stroll in P4. Which has got to be the sort of the standout of the session. Then we've got Perez, Alonso, Russell, Gasly, Norris, Vettel rounds out the top 10. Interestingly, Vettel 0.6 of a second slower than teammate Stroll. Ocon 11th, Zhou, Albon, Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher 15th, and then you've got the group of rookies. Robert Schwartzman 16th for Ferrari, Alex Palou 17th for McLaren, Teo Porcher 18th for Alfa Romeo, Logan Sargent P19 for Williams, and Antonio Gio. I don't never really know if it's Gio or Joe, but Antonio Giovinazzi P20 and last. After the early incident, I think he crashed 7 minutes into the session, and I don't think he even got out of the pits after that. The damage didn't look too bad. I thought they would stick a new nose on it and on your way, son, but clearly it wasn't that simple. So maybe it required a new gearbox or something which kept him in the garage for the rest of the session, and unfortunately Giovinazzi's missed his chance to impress. But yeah, what are we saying? Can he keep me old goat down? Is that a Scottish song or something? Anyway, they're all going to do practice starts on the grid. Vamos! Yes. Carl Sainz, if Ernesto was here, he would be he'd be with you with the Vamos, because he's a bit of a Sainz fan. I don't know why, but yeah, there you go. Now I'm going to argue with it. I'm a flipping Mick Schumacher fan, and probably not the best to be at the minute. Anyway, right, that's it for FP1. The rookies had a go, but in the end, I like that it's mandatory. Oh wow, I think the internet I think we just glitched out, but I think I'm back. Anyway, I'm going anyway, so it can glitch out all at once because I'm glitching myself out. But yeah, cheers guys. I'll be back on. Let me just stick on that. Yeah, I'll be back on 10 to 11, so what, in an hour and 40 minutes ish. Yeah, I'll be back on at 10 to 11 UK time for Friday practice 2, and that goes on for an extra half an hour because I think they're testing tyres. I don't know for sure, but yeah, join me for FP2, and then we get into qualifying tomorrow. But yeah, join me in hour and 40 odd minutes on a late night session. So yeah, drop me a like, subscribe if you're into Formula 1. Like I say, live for all the sessions. 4 races to go this season. It's gone quick, and it's Sainz quickest in FP1 from Verstappen, Hamilton, Stroll, Perez and Alonso. See you in a couple of hours guys. Thanks, and drop me a like as well. Cheers. See you later.